Since this is time for opening comments, do you actually have one?
I do. It's not going to be ad-libbed. I actually
wrote his opening comment, his commentary. Here's my good friend, Bud Shaw.
Well, thanks, Les. Baseball's All-Star Game comes to town July 8th, so mark July 9th on your calendar. There's no way the Dolans want to invite the national media to a garage sale, but once the All-Star Game comes and goes, if this team is still playing as it is now, I suspect we will see ownership sell off assets and regroup for 2020. A 10-game deficit on Memorial Day isn't insurmountable, but you don't spend the offseason clearing payroll to then go ahead and add salary at the trade deadline unless the postseason is a reasonable goal. It just doesn't make sense otherwise. Being sellers won't go over with the fan base, obviously, but unless part of that sale is Francisco-Lindor, I think the relationship might still be salvageable. The Indians owe it to their fans to make a realistic offer to keep Lindor because he's that special. They also owe it to them to try to build a winner around Lindor while he's still here. Maybe the Indians can close the gap on the Twins in the next 5 weeks, but based on what we've seen, that old familiar phrase, wait till next year, comes to mind.
Am I wrong in thinking the Indians' history of attendance, am I wrong in saying 17-6 isn't too bad at this stage of the game?
Well, given where they are, certainly where they are in the standings and where the kind of weather we've had this year, sure. But they've always gotten better as seasons go on under Francona. Not always, but 95% of the time they have. And the city has responded to the warm weather and the fact that this team, for the last 3 or 4 years, has been a few games up in the division, with no real challenger. This is totally different.
All right. Is it time to sell?
I think it's time to start selling some players, yeah.
The big ones?
I would not trade Lindor this year. I would not.
Although somebody would give you a lot based on just the next few years, knowing they couldn't sign him after that or thinking they couldn't.
Well, there is that argument. I think you're going to get a lot for him regardless. Even if you wait into next year, you're still going to get a lot for him.
All right, let's take a look at our potential fire sale list here. You got Trevor-Bauer. Here's what he's done so far. You sell? All right. We need one of those real estate signs on the side. 76 innings and a 4-4 record and a 3.99 ERA. And strikeouts, 80. How about that? That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. All right, let's continue on. See who else is for sale. Would you sell this guy, Brad?
Sell.
Sell him too. 13 out of 13 saves, 30 strikeouts and 6 walks, 1.29 ERA in 21 innings. And again, 13 for 13. All right, Carlos-Santana, who's done better than most people would think, although he is starting out very well where he usually doesn't, so maybe he's flipped the switch here, and maybe he won't do so well as we go on. But he's hitting .279, on-base percentage of .400, 9 homers, 29 RBIs, and 29 runs scored. Buy or sell?
Sell.
Wow. Let's continue on. Jose-Ramirez.
Good luck.
That means sell if you can, right?
Well,
it means we have a bad basement and roof.
He is the one guy that mystifies me. This has been almost a year-long thing now. That worries me, but his contract is still friendly. So I would maybe try to see if I could figure this out.
It would be better if you had more offensive players so he could bat 8th in the lineup for a while.
Yeah, it certainly would hurt.
All right, here's the big question right here. Here's the most valuable chip you have. And it's Francisco-Lindor hitting .278, 7 homers, 16 RBIs, 19 runs scored, and 6 stolen bases. I suggested they put him in the 3rd spot and let Santana lead off, but Francona says no, he wants this guy to get as many bats as he can. I see both arguments.
I see the argument that if you're going to rip it down and you know you can't sign him, you might as well maximize his value. I just don't like it. I feel like he's a guy that if you trade a couple of players, Bauer, Hand, whoever, try to reload, you might still be able to challenge in this division next year if you keep Lindor and Ramirez comes back. Doesn't look like that now, granted.